Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Renee and I'm just really glad that you're here. Last week, I had the opportunity to talk to my cousin, and she contacted me because she is thinking about homeschooling her kids. And so, we talked a lot about it. I answered what questions I was able to answer. And I just enjoyed chatting with her. And it really made me think about when I first started homeschooling. So this made me want to share what I wish I knew back when I started homeschooling, or even was first considering homeschooling as an option for my family. So when I first began, almost 10 years ago, I just feel like I carried just a lot of unnecessary weight on my shoulders. In talking to my cousin about all the things, it makes you just it made me realize, gosh, I stressed over everything. And here I am telling her now, you have this option of homeschool. You can do this. Don't stress, don't fret. And I'm thinking, that's all I did, like when I first started. So, um, anyways. I guess the thing that I probably stressed the most about was reading, teaching reading, and just reading fluency. I worried about how many words per minute. I worried about, my dog is drinking. Hold on. I wish I knew not to stress over fluency. Every child is just going to learn to read at their own pace. And, every child is different. Some kids read earlier, some kids read later. And that's basically how it was for my kids. The thing with reading also, I used the same curriculum for my boys. They had the same teacher, it was me teaching it. And I've learned that timeline does not determine their future success. They both read fluently now. I would say just, don't worry about whether or not one is taking longer than the other did or any of that. And just make sure that you're fostering a love of learning and that, your child is having steady progress. I had friends with children the same ages as my boys. And so I would just constantly, say, well, what are they doing in school? How many paragraphs are they writing now, like in their essays or their book reports or any of that? I just worried about all the little details because I was worried that I wasn't keeping up. Um, And, I've shared before, I heard it say, well, keeping up with whom? Like, who are you keeping up with? And so I like that. And you can kind of use that with a lot of different aspects. I just always found myself eager to hear about what other kids were learning, like their peers and all, just to kind of settle in my heart that I was doing a good job. And I wish I didn't worry about all that. I wish I had not done that. Um, I guess I just always wondered if I was, the checking the right boxes as we went along in our homeschool. But really, the beauty of homeschool is that it doesn't have to look like a classroom. The learning happens all day. And I also wish I knew enough to not question whether or not I could be a good teacher for my children or whether or not I was qualified or capable of teaching my children. Because the truth is that no one loves my kids the way I do. I mean, or their dad, um, and nobody knows or understands them like I do as a parent, as a mom. God placed me to be their mama, and He equipped me for that. And I've learned through the years, it's really not about being the perfect teacher. It's about just being present, staying consistent, being consistent with your lessons and being willing to learn alongside them. There's a lot of things that I'm learning, like today, for instance, in my middle son's math, he was doing radicals and, he was getting frustrated. And so I watched the lesson last night and then I was able to kind of actually understood it. Like when I was a kid, when I was in Algebra 1, I totally did not understand it. But, anyways, that was kind of cool to get to know how to do a problem. But, anyways, I just, studied it last night and then went over it with him today. And I just learned with him. And so that was pretty cool. Another thing that I told my cousin and that I wish somebody would have told me is just to soak it up and enjoy the time that you get to spend with your kids and um, just learning alongside them, reading good books with them. And you are doing school, a lot of it, but a lot of it is just really sweet moments and just to enjoy those. And um, anyways, it's been a blessing. I have really enjoyed the gift of just getting to spend my days with the boys. The main thing or the best part is the memories and the relationship, the joy of watching them learn new things. And like I said, oftentimes I'm learning with them. So if you are considering homeschooling or new to homeschooling, let me encourage you, just take a breath. Don't stress the small stuff. Don't stress the timeline. Don't worry if you're doing enough. And just remember that you, as the parent, are more than capable of homeschooling your child. And, just remember that you are enough. Homeschooling is not about perfection, it's a journey, and it's definitely a journey worth taking. I wouldn't trade all this extra time with my boys for anything. So, I hope that y'all are having a really good week. And if you would like my video, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you would. That really just help me out. So, anyways, I will talk to you later. Bye. Hopefully, if you are considering homeschooling or new to homeschooling, I'm not going to say any of that. How do I end it?